You gonna get that that
sorry,
song going? You're good. I kind of like the organic, just talk and start to the last one, but
clearly we have nothing to say.
Right, right. I think we have lots to say, Jared. We're just I'm missing that theme song personally, you know. And hey, I'm speaking for myself here. That crisp Laker bass line, man. Just fills in the space just right, you know. Nice little fills there. Some touch. There's a slide in here. Little sound in there. Hello and welcome to the Untranslatable Podcast. We are here recording episode 216. Wait, or is it 217? Is it 217? It's 217. Either way, we are here recording the episode all about restaurants and deliveries right now. You know, things have changed a lot within the last few months here in the U.S., and I'm sure throughout the world as well. And so we're going to talk about it today, give you all some opinions, probably a couple facts. Jared tends to bring the facts. He doesn't approve of that. Sorry, people. He doesn't bring the facts. He brings the jokes, the opinions. I don't know what Jared wants me to say he brings, but he brings a lot of great things is what he brings. So without further ado, my good buddy Jared, what's going on, Jared?
Hello. I occasionally something I say is a fact. I just don't like being. Now I'm painted as the person that is coming with all the facts, which is definitely not true. And so now if I say some lie, I feel like it'll be held against me differently than if you were to just tell some lie. Well, it's like, Chad's not the fact guy.
That's right. I can say anything I want. Jared's the fat guy, people. That's right.
But Jared's the fat guy. This is all checked by the Library of Congress or whatever.
That's right. Yeah, it's been registered. You know,
exactly.
You can find it online.
I'm really good at the Dewey Decimal System. Remember that? Anyway, please.
Спасибо.
I mean,
Пожалуйста.
My Russian's getting bad. I meant to say please, which is Pajolsta. Follow us on Twitter, Untranslatable1, the number 1. You can follow us on Instagram, Untranslatable Podcast. You can also email us, untranslatablepodcast@gmail.com. We're inside today, not on the porch. The rain is threatening upon us.
Yep, still a bit
windy out there. You know how Chad is with that awning. We do not want to tempt the strength of the awning.
Nope.
Also, we don't want to get rained on, so there's that too. But we're still happy to be here. And also, you can
Spread a little love.
And please, 5-star reviews on iTunes.
That's right.
That'd be cool too, I guess. Did I mention I'm not going on the road again?
Yeah, but we can talk about it because it is a bummer, man. But I feel kind of the same. Are you feeling a bit cabin fever-esque a little?
For sure. And you know, and I think that's more the reason why I tried to justify that I could go, because it definitely got to a point where this is like, I think this might be the second time I told them we're going to drive to my parents, but we're going to drive to Louisiana. And the first time we probably did it for Rona as well. And the second time we're thinking like, this seems like just like why are we taking like an unnecessary risk that I'm putting upon my family and my extended older family and myself. And it's just like, I think I'm just trying to find some sort of easy, accessible way to get out of the house. And it's like, well, I could get out of the house and go to another house, you know, with people that and it's the cheapest besides for the, you know, I don't have to pay rent, hopefully.
Right.
I probably won't. You know, so, but just the idea of going through all these rest stops, having to probably stay at a hotel, it's just like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
Yeah, you never know, especially with hotels right now.
And also, I kind of don't want to be part of the problem, you know?
Right.
We make fun of these Floridians because they make it so easy. But it's just like, well, how am I doing any better by driving cross country
somewhere? Yeah, even driving to other places in Michigan, I wonder if it's necessarily safe.
I could get behind like an Airbnb.
Okay.
Somewhere.
So I've thought about like Traverse City,
something like that. But then what's the beach going to be like? I don't know. What are you going to do when you get there?
Although some stats do say the beach can be a fairly safe option.
That's fair.
You know,
that's actually one of the few places I felt comfortable with people around. Not like
Right.
not like right next.
Don't be
this is
don't
not
be
some
getting up
sort
on
of-
my towel, people.
This is not
Right.
Panama City Beach on spring
Right.
break.
Right, Cancun.
Yeah, it's a
Right,
pretty
right.
chill Michigan Metro
cold
Detroit
water.
beach.
Yeah.
But still, like even with people relatively around, it's like, yeah, I mean, this is pretty spaced out. I'm comfortable with that. But yeah, I've kind of felt like how dare I make fun of Floridians in my own home, not on Twitter, Untranslatable One. I would never make fun of Floridians outwardly there, especially if I'm considering going.
Right. Well, that
into
just
the
makes
eye of the storm.
yeah, that just makes you. Yeah, you're getting to that Floridian level. I mean,
Oh wow!
it's funny. I think we may have talked about it, but the Florida Man Challenge,
Yeah.
where you Google your birthday, or some people now, Jared, have started to say you web search, or you just search instead of
Oh
Google.
yeah.
Because not everybody uses Google anymore.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people do, and it's the default for a lot. I think that's kind of interesting, though. How language works,
Oh yeah.
Just Google me, just Skype me.
Yeah.
We don't say, because it's quicker to say just Skype me than let's do a video call on Skype. Just Skype me.
Yeah, but it's like Kleenex almost. It's
Right.
It's coming to like Google it.
Right.
Skype, Skype me.
Why hasn't like Nike'd it become a thing?
I think it kind of has in its own way, like
Okay.
because it's not a form of communication or it's not a form of it's not something But I think Nike is definitely. I think it's on the same level as Google. It's just the way that it presents itself is different. It's different.
So you just Nike it.
People don't need Nike. I mean, people don't need Google, but you can make more of a case for people needing Google than needing Nike.
Google does a lot.
That's true. That's true.
A lot.
And Nike is I don't know, and there's at least as far as I know, there's not much out there that's as good as Google as far as a lot of what it does. Even though they do take a lot of your information, I'm not saying they do or don't.
I'll tell you, as a 5-month, 6-month Bing user in China, if I have my choice, I would prefer Google. Probably.
Does Bing still have the lovely backgrounds though? Because I did enjoy those. It would be like a gorgeous whale.
And when I was
bursting
in
through the water.
China, dude, they had some Chinese ones.
Oh, so they have them
Yeah.
like based off of your
Based on your
location, what you might
location,
be
yeah,
more
your
into.
VPN,
Of
yeah.
course they do. I guess
Yeah.
that's not that shocking.
Well, yeah, it's based on how they, monitor the websites you're available to use. So
I still get, sometimes I think about that because I still get, especially I guess on all of them, I still get like location-based ads for Philadelphia on my Twitter and Instagram and stuff. And I was like, it's interesting because I do get Michigan ads, but I haven't been to Philadelphia since I left a year ago. But you're still kind of like, hey, are you sure you're not going back? Because there are still great deals there.
Right.
We don't want to fully cut off this line of until we're 100% sure. But I make a point, I never click on ads. Do you click on ads? Do you ever like, oh, this looks interesting?
no, if I do, it's on accident. I'm like scrolling and I
Even
accidentally click it.
on a Google search, I won't click on the top ad one.
Nope. You gotta go like 4 or 5.
I'll like, no, you could find the same website without using the ad version, and I'll go out of my way.
Yep.
I don't know what
Doesn't
sort of
take
statement
much
I'm
longer.
making.
Just a little scroll. But yeah,
I feel like I'm making a statement though.
that's right. Some digital canceling right there, Jared.
Yeah. I it's that I don't want them to figure out my formula.
Right.
I feel like I
be eating them cookies, Jared. Eating them cookies.
Do you know what cookies are? Because I don't.
It's like isn't it like the data? It's like the information about the data, what you view and search on the internet, I think.
Okay,
right?
so like it can like
And it can generate
remember,
ads, yeah.
like your previous location. It's just
like your web
your
searches,
path.
yeah. So like if
Okay.
you were looking at like horses online, you might get ads for like horse accessories, for example.
Yeah.
Looking
I was
at
not
you,
looking
Jared.
at horses
Yeah.
online.
Or if you're looking for, I don't know, you're looking for a new Focusrite, then you go online and then you'll get other Focusrite related stuff because
Sure.
of the cookies,
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, that's the cookies.
Yeah,
doing
it's
that.
the cookies,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
So if you delete the cookies, I think your ads can change a little.
See, I get nervous about deleting the cookies only because I have all my passwords, a lot of my passwords
Ooh.
saved.
Yeah. I've been thinking about just changing all of them, like going in and like changing them to
Yeah.
a certain way. 'cause
That's
it
a
would
good
be
idea.
smart.
That's
yeah.
what do you mean to like the same thing?
No, something
I was
different.
like,
but
this
like
is being recorded.
But
Chad.
do it. Yeah. Mine is one password 123. All of my accounts, password 123.
Exclamation point, because
Exactly.
sometimes you need a character.
That's true. Exactly. Or you somehow do like a winky face with it. You know.
That's a good idea.
Oh, do emojis with the path. That is a good
I've
idea.
never
isn't
even
it?
thought about that.
Yeah, that would be much harder to hack into, wouldn't it?
Probably, and it's probably
You do
easy
a
to remember.
smiley face,
Although maybe you
yeah.
forget which direction it goes.
Well, yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I never write I never write out
Right.
emojis.
That's kind of funny though.
But that's not.
Can
a bad
you
idea.
use semicolons though?
what?
in
What do you mean?
passwords?
Of course.
Can you?
Of course. That's a character.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a character.
Yeah,
Yes.
so some IT training person,
Right.
HR, IT
And they're trying
training
to hack a
person's
computer, and they're like,
what do you mean? Of course, you need to put all sorts of characters into it to make it nice and strong.
right.
Let's spread a little love. Let's stop. Let's
Okay.
Let's. Do you have something to say?
I do have some news real quick.
Oh, you
before we
do?
that.
What?
Yeah, some exciting news.
Oh,
So we've been talking about my my old stuff that was in China, right?
yeah.
I got some updates.
Okay. What is it?
So I got an email from a gentleman with a Dutch name, interestingly, like very Dutch. I won't say his name, but don't want him to get doxxed. No, I don't have anything negative to say about him. But
He's a Dutch Karen.
He told me that the ship was coming to port soon, and he had gotten notified that my stuff was in this cargo shipment. They're gonna, it'll go through customs in Oakland, then they'll ship it to Michigan. So, so it should land on the 20th of July
Here?
in Oakland, and then it'll
okay,
probably
okay.
take maybe a week, 2 weeks to
That's
get
it?
here. Probably. I mean, it's just California here. I don't
guess
know how
so.
they ship it.
I
but
guess so.
It's only 4 boxes.
I am surprised at how quick it's taken, but I'm scared to say that until it's actually here, Because
I
maybe they'd
agree.
be like, all right, well, we have to wait for a certain thing until we can actually ship yours off. It has to go through customs.
Right.
That takes
Yeah, it might
6
take a
weeks.
while. Right.
And so I'm scared
It's
to
5 years.
I'm scared to say
Right.
we have to check every single item. But that's good to hear.
Yep.
Is there anything in there from that you're like, oh man, I can't believe I've gone this long without this
iPad.
iPad?
Although I didn't
Why
use
do
it
you need
that
an
much.
iPad? I never understand the justification for an iPad.
I guess when I would travel, like on a short trip, like a couple days, I wouldn't take my laptop. I'd take an iPad.
Okay.
Just like watch stuff, I guess, or I don't know. Yeah.
all right. So there's
So-
no good reason, is what you're saying.
Yeah, really no good reason. Well, that's why I haven't really missed it that much. But,
Right.
Thankfully, I brought my Kindle back with me. I would have missed that. Well, maybe not because I've been reading actual paper books since I've been
that's
home.
fun.
I prefer paper to Kindle.
Sure,
if we're
of
being
course.
honest. But I don't know. I have a couple of those shirts though that
Yeah.
were kind of cool.
But you don't go anywhere.
That's true. Hey, we can put them on for the podcast.
That's true. That's true.
so-
We can get some of that background music and
right.
do some of the Chinese drip videos.
That's right. That's right. Make some new ones right here, coming at you. So I'm excited about that stuff. My suit,
Yes.
that'll be good. I'm gonna dry clean that bad boy. Wore it on
Yes.
quite a few occasions actually. So got my money's worth taking it all the way over there with me. I'd say. I wore
And
it
this is
5
like
or
a
6
custom
times.
suit you got made while you're in China?
No. It was. I got it actually for Mitch's wedding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like a
Yeah.
call it shark skin gray.
I have suits that I've had for a long time, and it's like I paid for this. I can't get rid of it.
Right.
But I think I should get rid of it.
Does it not fit you properly?
The pants don't. The pants are
Okay.
kind of
A little tight?
No, a little like wide at the bottom. You know,
okay.
I want a more
You
tapered
could
fit.
probably get them tapered.
Can you taper a pant that's not already started life tapered?
I don't. Do I look like a tailor? I bet you they could probably fix it.
Yeah,
I would think.
I mean, I haven't had a
It's-
reason to wear a suit.
I would
in 16
assume.
Years,
I would
so-
assume. Well, I would
long
assume
time,
if
but-
it's long enough, more material you can always make smaller.
That's
right?
true. You like cut a spot out
Yeah,
of it and sort
you
of ooh.
sew it. Yeah, boom.
That seems kind of
Taper.
sort of expert shit. But
You
maybe
get
that's
like
just simple.
a
I don't even
pleat
know.
down the side.
Yeah,
Isn't that what that's called?
A
Just
pleat.
boom, straight. A pleat.
No, the pleat is the thing in the like the
In the
thing
front?
on the top where you can like if you try to like if you hang it from upside down, you can like connect it at
Oh,
the pleat.
that's right. That's right.
Sort of the point
Gotcha.
that goes down the
Okay.
middle. Pleated pants. Yeah.
Whatever that.
That's the
you-
seam. This
the
is the seam.
Okay, yeah. Anyways, yeah, you bring in the seam, maybe. Boom.
Yeah.
Who
Okay.
knows?
Let's
Spread a little love.
Let's do it. Yeah,
I'm excited for your stuff to come, by the way.
Yeah, me too. Me too. All right, first one. This one is a great one. We don't always do coronavirus showers, but I think this one is a great one, Jared. So it's worth mentioning. So the title is The headline is Life Without Barriers. Man makes see-through masks to help deaf and hard of hearing communicate. And, a lot of us, first of all, I think it's crazy just that so many Americans are not accepting just wearing a mask when you're out in public. They are not that big of an inconvenience. And if you want to tell me you have breathing issues, I'm really sorry, but there's lots of studies and demonstrations of people wearing a mask. I have worn one I have worn one on flights, 13-hour flights.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here telling you this today. So I think you will survive wearing a mask for an hour while you're in a store or out in public or whatever. Anyways, the thing is, though.
That's terrifying, by the way. I'm looking at the picture.
It does look a little scary having this clear spot in the mask. But I think about myself.
You explain it.
So it's this. I believe she works at Publix, which is a grocery store chain here in the U.S. And she has like a green face mask on that goes above the bridge of her nose, and it's rectangular. And yeah, she's got the clear kind of see-through, and you can see her. And she's smiling, right? And
it's like a sort of like a plastic there or something.
Yeah, it almost looks like a picture frame around her mouth, a little bit, kind of.
Yeah, it looks like she's about to go in for either some sort of surgery,
right?
Or they're about to like take her X-ray picture,
right? Or she's a teeth model for like an orthodontics company, exactly. But I do have to say though, Jared, although it does look a little bit strange at first, the sentiment I think is amazing. And if you think about anyone who's hard of hearing, this is probably a difficult time if you do read lips.
Sure, of course.
Because I don't know sign language. I can't sign.
I saw on social media there's also a Google transcriber. So like you do that, and then like as you're talking it'll transcribe what you're saying. So that seems like an option too.
That's true, but then you have the technology lag a little bit.
So is this the company specifically that is handing these out, Publix?
No. So this is a gentleman, Dr. Brian Travers, his clear masks on Instagram. She said she had to have one. Knowles works at a grocery store and wanted people to see her face. She wanted to communicate with deaf and hard of hearing customers without risking their health. When she requested a mask, Travers felt so moved that he wrote a letter to her managers. So I think it looks like.
I hate to laugh.
Right.
But
it looks funny, but I think
but obviously it's very helpful.
Right. It's incredibly helpful. So he's a doctor who actually lost his own hearing. So he started sewing the masks with clear panels after he struggled to communicate with people in masks. As I said, he relied on lip reading. Masks meant he no longer understood people around him. He often felt helpless when he tried picking up his daughter's school laptop. While he asked the employees if they could lower their masks, they refused. Right, he understands. Yeah. So anyways, I think this is great, and I think we need to be more aware of this as well. I think of honestly myself as a language teacher and as a teacher. A lot of times when I would do my classes in Jinan, when we would do stuff on pronunciation, I would have to demonstrate stuff. So you have to look at someone's mouth. Make sure you brush your teeth real good that day, because you don't want your students seeing some gross, nasty chompers.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, I think this is great. So shout out to Dr. Brian Travers for these clear masks, and the people who are using these, like in grocery stores and different places. Look, if I was teaching in a classroom right now with kids, Jared. Or college students, I for sure would probably wear a mask, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. You're in an enclosed space with a lot of people staring at you.
Or can we just do outside school? Could that be a thing?
Outside school is always the best.
That would be awesome.
On the rare occasions that you get to have class outside, that's the best.
But then you have no PowerPoints, really. So what are all the kids going to sit outside in the circle on their laptops? Feasibly,
that's such a teacher. You have all these teacher concerns.
Weird. It's almost like I'm a teacher
and
for
I'm
a
just
living.
like, we
Weird.
can make it work.
You can, I guess. It's a lot more discussion, which isn't a bad thing. Probably handouts.
We did it in college. Guess.
A lot in German, didn't we?
Yeah,
a lot in German.
Yeah,
were you going to say guess who?
Yeah, but you did.
Yeah, Perry Myers. Yeah, shout out to
Those were
Perry.
fun.
Yeah,
but I'll be fair. Even me as a quote unquote adult definitely paid less attention when I was outside than I did.
Oh, it's easier to get distracted. Yeah, the weather's nicer. Squirrels.
People are walking by.
Yeah. Hey, dude. Yeah. What's up, bro?
Especially at our school.
Right. Yeah. 1,500 students? Yeah, people know each other.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, anyways, yeah. So that's my shout out for today.
All right, dude.
I think you know what time it is.
Yeah.
And I think I'll get us started today, Jared. I have some Peruvian Spanish again for this episode. The last episode we featured.
Untranslatables.
Yes, some Peruvian Spanish untranslatables. And this is a good one. I like this one. My apologies if there are any children listening right now. Please, it's earmuff time. So here we go, Jared. Le va a sacar la mierda.
Okay, well, I definitely know what the shit is.
Yep.
La mierda.
To take someone's shit off.
Oh, is it like...
You took their shit off.
Like you gave them a talking to? Or you beat them up? You just beat them up?
Boom. There you go.
That sounds like... That sounds very old school. Listen here, I'm going to take your shit off if you don't get out of my face. Take your shit off.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds very old school.
It does, doesn't it?
My first, and to be fair, only untranslatable. Maybe I'm slightly terrified that by the end of this month we may have gone through every untranslatable in the world.
Probably not, but that's okay.
Feels like it. Slovenian, and it's ima veliko masla na glavi. Have a lot of butter on their head. How do you say butter in Czech?
I don't remember.
Okay. How do you say head in Czech?
I don't remember.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
It's been a while.
That's fair. I'm not going to hold that against you.
It's been a while.
But I'm angry now.
Right. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Yes.
Right, exactly. What was the untranslatable again?
Have a lot of butter on their head.
Is that like to be easygoing?
No.
To be smooth?
No.
To be a
That's
sap?
funny. No. Someone has a lot of butter on their head. It's like you look at that person funny because they have a lot of butter on their head.
So they're kind of weird?
No, but they are something.
They're messy, they're dirty.
No, they're guilty. To be guilty.
Interesting.
Have a lot of butter on their head is to be guilty. I don't really understand the connection either.
Maybe because you shouldn't be eating too much butter, and if you got it on your head, I don't know.
What's wrong with eating a lot of butter? Fat is good
you're
for
going to
you.
get fat.
That's
too
true.
much butter.
I guess that's fair.
Got so much butter, it's on your head, man. You've just been eating all the butter. Eating all of it. All right, I'm going to give you a Colombian. I have two more.
Okay.
I've been looking at the Spanish ones just because Spanish is such a cool language. All right, this one is Colombian Spanish, and it is colgar los guayos.
Is guayo some sort of fruit? Or legs?
It is
no
soccer
idea.
shoes.
Really?
Hang up your soccer shoes.
I was kind of close.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Hang up your soccer shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like, it's just like you're past your prime, like give it up?
Little more than that, I would say.
Hang up your soccer shoes. A little more than that.
It's a
you
metaphor.
died?
Yep.
Wow, that's
Yes,
such a South American
Right? It is, isn't it?
metaphor.
Right.
Wow.
No kidding. All right, my last one for you. Peruvian
Uh-huh.
Spanish, and it is soy piña. Do you know what piña is?
No, but I've heard it before.
It's ananas in tons of other languages.
Oh, pineapple?
Uh-huh. So,
I am a pineapple?
Uh-huh. To be pineapple. I am pineapple. You are, yeah.
I am pineapple. Like, egg on my face kind of thing. Like, I'm embarrassed. I'm an idiot. Oh, I'm a pineapple.
You kind of, yeah. What would you say? Would you say? If
I'm
I
an
tell you the
idiot.
phrase, okay. So you're an idiot. Why might you be an idiot? I'm not saying you are an idiot, Jerry. I'm saying in this example, why would you feel like you're an idiot?
Because I embarrassed myself and I messed up. I made a mistake.
Okay. Or maybe you had.
I had an accident.
Maybe and an accident sometimes is the cause of bad.
Indigestion.
Yes, but also bad.
Luck.
Boom.
Okay. Oh, I have a pineapple on my head. Does I have bad luck?
Not on your
I
head,
am
but
pineapple.
yeah. It's just
Okay.
have bad luck.
You know, it's funny actually that you mentioned Peruvian
Why is that?
Spanish. Because one of my favorite restaurants that I love to order food from is a Peruvian restaurant.
In Ferndale.
Yes, called
Okay.
Culantro.
Okay. What do you like to get there?
They have this. Well, they have this. You know, it's actually interesting because I like it, but I'm also kind of. It's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes it's a little too soy-y, but what it is,
What do you mean?
well, I'll explain. It's essentially steak and vegetables on a bed of fries. And then there's also like a ball of rice, and then there's in the vegetables there's like peppers, onions, maybe one other thing, but I definitely like peppers and onions. And then there's like a sauce that's like seems like a very like soy based sauce because it's kind of salty, and sometimes they overdo it, and sometimes they don't. But the problem with it as a delivery food is that I feel like with the packaging, with it sitting in the sauce more, being in sort of a more of a bowl thing, it's like it's in like a, rather than on a plate, it kind of soaks it up more, and I feel like when it sits in there for a long time, it gets kind of kind of salty-ish if I let it sit
kind of
too long.
saturated,
especially with the fries at the bottom, because the fries at the bottom, when it first comes out, it adds a nice little contrast.
Yep,
They're still hot.
Yeah,
but then they just turn soggy fast.
Yeah.
There's a small window on those.
Right. Yeah.
And so I actually haven't had it that much since.
So do you just eat it in your car? Is that the answer?
I actually haven't had it as much since. So, what have your restaurant routines or habits been during this thing?
It's all been takeout. Haven't sat in a restaurant. Last time I sat in a restaurant was probably in Beijing or Shanghai, which was in January.
Okay.
We're now in July.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy stuff. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? So yeah, takeout. Dexter Pub, one place we like. Great restaurant. If you're ever in the Dexter area, check it out. We're not affiliated, but that's one of my favorite places. It's not bad. I like their fajita roll-ups. They're super delicious.
Okay.
And those are okay, like takeout. They're not too bad. Fries could be a bit crispier, but it's just that it's hard to do.
Fries can be hit or miss, though. You can do fries right, but it takes a lot of effort. You know,
it's not easy for sure. We like Amos, which is like a Greek Mediterranean place in Ann Arbor, and they got a couple different.
What
places.
do you like to get? I can see you loving a chicken shawarma.
Yep,
situation.
that or a gyro, however you say it. A gyro, no, that's not how you say it. But
that's how a Chad would say it. Gyro.
A gyro. Yeah, bro, let's get some gyros. Right. Yeah. So let's see here. Amos, also Tropical Smoothie Cafe. That's a great place. Super tasty food. But yeah, what about you? So you like the Peruvian place?
We have a tropical smoothie close to us. I never get the food there, but we do get smoothies every now and again.
Great.
I find myself leaning on pizza a lot because it's reliable.
And it's good reheated.
Yes.
Really good reheated.
And I usually do get more than I can eat in that night. And I'm like, all right, great. I have either lunch or dinner for tomorrow now. And I like that. But the thing is, I find myself getting into situations where I have to be like, all right, I need to really think about my pizza ordering because it could easily get out of hand. It doesn't.
For example, how I want to hear how this gets out of hand.
It's just such an easy go-to. Maybe I neglect other places. Like I've had pizza, like, I don't know, this hasn't happened really in a while at least. But it's like, oh, I've had pizza twice in a row. Why don't I actually recognize there are other places around besides for just this? Or it's like the easiest, it's the most reliable, you know. And it's just like,
but maybe that's why you're buying it.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know?
But anyway, I also like there's an Indian place by me called Star of India.
I miss Indian food. I haven't had Indian food in forever.
And there's actually this place, the place that I like to go to in Ferndale closed for a bit of the pandemic. But they reopened up. And I've been going back there. It's been great. Not going back there. I've been usually by the way,
ordering food.
Usually
from there, yeah.
I do delivery. Occasionally, I do pick up depending on the place.
You're so lucky, man.
So far, all these places I've said, I've done delivery, but they're all within 5 to 10 minutes of me.
Right. You're so lucky, man. You know, we can't get too much delivered out here in the country. So
because by the time because if you already are losing precious time by picking it up yourself, but that's always more efficient. Than getting it delivered, because usually they're probably going to do multiple people at once. You live in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
They probably will pass by your mailbox 4 times.
Right.
Is this? But anyway.
Yeah.
That I do. That is very lucky for me. There are other places though. Trying to now I can't. Oh, Anita's Kitchen, which is
that's that breakfast place, right?
No, it's a Mediterranean place.
Ooh,
and they
good.
also closed down for most of the of this pandemic, and they just opened up like a week or two ago. and
Like
so
to having people go inside?
yes, but they also do takeout, and I haven't gotten it. I've that place is so close to me actually that I have been driving there.
Oh, nice.
So there's that place, and that's opened up, and that's Mediterranean. So I like falafel. I like a chicken shawarma salad.
Garlic
is good
sauce,
too.
probably
garlic
super
sauce is on
good.
point. Sometimes I'll do tahini, sometimes garlic, depending on how I'm feeling.
Oh, shoot.
You know. You just unplugged our headphones.
I did.
There we go. And then well, it doesn't matter now. And so those are probably my staples. I definitely find myself having staples, and I've never gone into a restaurant. We've talked about this before. I see people sitting in restaurants as I drive down the street or walk
Do you
down the
judge
street.
them a little bit?
I judge
You're
them
thinking
hard.
Yeah.
I'm like,
okay.
what are you doing?
Right.
I was like, this just seems like how are you?
It's risky.
How are you
Very
this
risky.
comfortable?
Right.
I don't understand it.
Ignorance
it just doesn't
is bliss,
seem worth
Jared.
it. And I've talked about it. I don't need to talk about it again. But for
Right.
breakfast, come on.
Yep. True.
But anyway,
Right.
like I can't make a Detroit style pizza at home. It's just not going to turn out like any sort of
Right.
restaurant. It's impossible.
True. You don't have the right, the right tools,
Infrastructure.
right equipment. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So, how do you handle the packaging? Are you concerned about the packaging?
I tend to-
COVID packaging.
I tend to rub it all over. No, I'm just kidding. Well, in the beginning of the pandemic, we sprayed everything down. Honestly, now what we do is we take like all the bags and like that stuff, and we pitch that, and we keep like maybe, if you have like a container with your food, we would put the food from the container, open the container, put the food on the plate, and then throw away the container.
That's what we do too.
And then wash our hands before we eat.
I never.
That's it.
That's essentially what I do
Yep.
too. I never did the spray down though.
Right.
I don't think I ever got that. That didn't really.
I just don't think it's
compute
as
to me.
transmissible via surface. They've
Right.
been saying,
But I
so.
definitely did. I definitely would take it out of the container and put it into my own plate or whatever, and then throw
Right,
those away.
sure.
And I still do that today. But yeah, I told you at the beginning of this that I saw someone leaving a grocery store. This was in like late March, so pretty early on of this, and well, at least for the United States. And he had on like a full sort of like painter's suit,
Like a hat,
as if you were
right.
like painting a car in like a enclosed space, one
Right.
of those things with the
face,
with the mask
face
thing.
gear, yeah.
And he then went outside with his groceries and sprayed them down, and then he sprayed down the handles on his car, and then he
Dang.
like took off his he like shimmied out of his hazmat suit, sprayed that down, and sort of
Wait, what did he do with his hazmat suit?
he shimmied out of
He
it.
shimmied. He shimmied
Now
out
I'm
of it.
uncomfortable.
Okay. Sorry, buddy. That doesn't surprise me though. I've seen a couple. That's the weird thing about the United States, man. As I
Right.
feel like we have like one extreme and the other. We have one that's like
so
it's
true.
normal. This is a hoax. This is
There's just no
right.
chill. It's just
Right.
like that's very true.
Why can't you just wear a mask and not complain and hopefully we'll get through this?
Yeah, think about
Like,
precautions you take not to get sick.
Right.
For
normally. Yeah.
but then
exactly.
but just think that this is now more transmissible
Right.
and
Right.
more
And be
prevalent.
careful. Right.
So like and I do also kind of feel like I'm almost doing the neighborhoods like a service by ordering from them in a sense or the neighborhood restaurants because like this is all they have at this point.
Right.
And from what I've seen, it is not there's always the jokes online about how like I ordered food, it was $20, delivery fee was $5, final order $98.
Right. That's what it feels like. It's weird. It's somehow only a couple bucks, but it really does make a big difference.
Yeah, because there's the delivery fee, but then
Yep.
also there's the tip on top of that.
And do you tip? May I
I do
ask?
tip.
You do?
I never go below in these trying times, and I'm no hero.
give
this
them
is
a
not gonna
penny?
sound great, but I never go below 22, probably 20 to 22%.
Okay.
Is that bad?
No, that's
It
okay.
sounds bad.
No, I usually tip about 20.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's fine.
Your silence was scaring me. I'm like, oh no.
No.
Am I a terrible person?
Just here, yes, Jared. I'm here to judge you. Yeah.
Actually, I will say this: earlier on in the pandemic, I was probably going more towards 25%.
Okay.
Just because I'm like, all right, these people are risking their
Helping them
lives.
out.
Not that they're
Right.
not anymore, but I'm like, listen, I also have to sort of manage my finances here
Sure.
too.
Yeah.
I can't just blow money on
Right.
tips.
Right.
Like,
Well, that's
like
why
I'm-
I tend to go pick stuff up curbside instead of do delivery.
Yeah.
And I think
I still give a tiny tip there though. Like I'll still like
Yeah, I do too.
I feel like it's just out of some sort of guilt or something. But I'll throw like
Right.
I don't know, $3 to $5 or something.
I'll usually, well, depending on how much orders, usually $2 to $4.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. Yeah.
But I feel like there is just some sort of guilt or something that come on, kind of don't worry about it. It's not important.
Right.
Was it important?
Yes. Yes. Very important. It was our agent. He said we just got a $50 million podcast deal.
So picking up does make sense because one,
you save the delivery.
You save the delivery fee. Two, especially for someone, the further you are away, the more you're it's more of a time / heat factor.
True.
Another good thing about pizza is that window's a lot wider because it's very easy to reheat in the oven.
Easy, yeah. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
And so it's less of a. I'm less concerned about is this something that's gonna taste good if I get it at a restaurant right away?
Right.
But the longer I wait, just the worse it's gonna taste.
Also, can you eat it in one sitting?
Yes.
Is
it
planning
reheatable? I don't
Right.
have a microwave.
You don't?
No.
Really?
That's another win for pizza in my book because
Interesting.
the only
Yeah.
way they would do it is the oven.
Could you could do a tortilla or a wrap though easy in the oven too. You just wrap it in like
I guess
foil
so.
or something.
I've never ordered a wrap or anything like that.
Not a wrap guy, huh?
I would, but it's not. I don't order them, or at least I'm not ordering like a big enough burrito where I'm eating it in like a
reheating it.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
And if I would order something like I don't know, no, and I'm kind of very picky about my about what I reheat and not, especially since I don't have a microwave. That kind of limits some of the stuff.
And you got to fry it otherwise, right? Or
I guess so. I mean, it depends on what it is. I guess there is a Chinese place that we like to go to, but they give so much, and it feels like a waste because
if you don't have a microwave,
you got to
it's gonna be
reheat
hard
Chinese in the microwave.
Yeah.
That's kind
Yeah, I
of the
don't
only
really
way
know.
to do it. And Chinese food, especially American Chinese food, it's such a weird sort of genre of food,
It is.
especially like this sort of suburbs, like Americanized Chinese food that we have out here. It's like the chicken, it's like it really has like a shelf life of like 8 hours.
Right, and then and the way it's fried
Yeah.
differently over there. Yeah, and it does not they have the same name of the dish, but it's not the same, my man.
Right.
It is
Oh,
not
I'm
the
sure.
same.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure we have like
Right.
an Americanized sort of.
Like Kung Pao chicken over there is completely
Does that
different.
exist? Does that
yeah.
even exist?
Oh yeah, I had it over
What
there.
about
It's
like
great.
sweet and sour chicken? That
Yeah.
doesn't exist. Does
Yeah.
it really?
But it's not fried like
Right,
ours.
right,
at least
right.
the stuff that I tried.
I thought even the names
Yeah.
were sort of just made up.
I mean,
for
they
us
have different
Americans.
names, but I think they are Americanized here for
Sure.
which
Okay.
makes sense.
I mean, yeah,
but yeah, I think.
but that's the same
I
with
had-
sort of any culture's food.
I had Chinese actually at there's a little Chinese place in town we used to go to a lot before the pandemic, and they actually had their storefront shut, and then they would place the orders on a couple small tables right in the entrance. So you just walk in, grab, look at your ticket, and grab it and go.
So that's a good way to do it.
And they did that very early on.
We have a library, our local library. They do the same thing. You can order curbside now, and there's a table right by
books?
the door. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And there's a table right by the door, and they just
Are you getting some new
and they
books?
just put it on the table. Not me, my partner. She likes to read. She's a nerd. No. I'm reading too.
Those
actually.
nerds.
But no, there's a so they just put it on a table, and then you just go get it off the table. If I'm doing curbside, I'm glad you brought that up. Usually, what I do is I'll roll down my back seat window and have them put it in the back seat
Right.
on the just
You don't
for
want to pop that trunk? You got too much junk in the trunk?
I do that sometimes depending on like how much time I think I have. But the thing about you in your car, you can pop it and it pops all the way
Yeah.
open. Mine, I'd still have to
You'd
go
have to
outside
get out
and
and
so it depends on where I'm at. Sometimes
Right, if it's really
I live off
busy.
of Woodward, so it's like is it worth it to get out and so sometimes I will though because like there's a beer place it's a bar. It's actually the bar that I went to the one time I went out to a restaurant. I went to an outdoor seating at a bar.
Did that feel weird? We didn't really talk about it that much. Did that feel kind of weird?
Yes, but it was the first time that this was the first weekend that you and I had hung out.
Right.
Or, recorded together. So I was still kind of, on my toes a little bit. Like, it was still early on into even being around people.
Right.
And so, but as I think back onto it, one, it's not a very popular place and it's not in a very popular location. Like, it's not in the middle of Ferndale. And I think they did a pretty good job. But every time someone stood up, I don't think we did a good job of choosing a place to sit. That might have been on me. I think we were too much in the walk path. But there weren't a lot of people there, so it wasn't a problem.
Right.
But every time someone stood up, I definitely was like, all right, let's see how this person's gonna walk by us. So I wish that was and also there was someone next to us that had a dog. And the dog was fine, I guess.
It was coming to you, wasn't it?
Yes.
Dogs
it was also
love
fine.
you, Jared.
But it was also the dog barks just constantly. And it was more
that would
annoying
be
because the owner was essentially just barking too, because they just kept on saying the dog's name over and over and over again.
Right.
And I'm like, clearly
Sparky.
the dog's yes,
Sparky.
literally. Yeah. And I was like, clearly the dog's not listening to you. And now not only am I listening to the dog barking constantly, I'm listening to you just saying the name over and over again.
I just came here for a drink.
I was like, if you're not going to control your dog, just let the dog be, please, and shut up.
Right. Or just don't take the dog with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that would be my...
Yeah,
I don't know,
but I wasn't. This was actually pretty close to the Central Park Karen situation. So I wasn't going to say.
What's interesting though is I talked to a buddy of mine who's a bartender at the old beer grotto in Dexter, and they're open. I think only outside, and you can go in and get your beer
in order take out of growlers or six packs.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Exactly. But I'm wondering too, how. I've seen people sitting outside there. It's crazy. They've taken up. When I was driving by today, I almost took a picture, and I was like, I want to drive and take a picture and hit something. So I didn't.
Look how unsafe they're being outside.
Right, and then boom. Right, that would just be karma right there. And what could I say? I'd be like, well, I guess I deserved it. So anyways, but they have a bunch of outdoor seating, which I think is good, I guess. But still, I think also when you have alcohol involved, especially if you're having more than one or two beers, you lower your inhibitions. You might not be keeping your, distance between people.
Yeah.
The more drunk you get and all that good stuff. So
and people just generally don't seem that concerned too.
Right.
There's also that.
Right.
So I mentioned the fee thing. I've actually heard that we're not the only ones that are that have that like the owners of these restaurants can relate to us just as much as we can relate to these fees.
Right.
Because most
they
of these
lose
fees are
money.
not going to them.
Right.
The drivers don't work for them. So it's not like you're paying them and then they're paying their drivers. They're paying a service that that provides the drivers and the infrastructure, app infrastructure to facilitate it.
I've always wondered how that actually works. Like, there's a lot of delivery apps in Asia that are really good. Like Grab is a popular one in Indonesia. You have Meituan in China, and I mean it's quick, it's fast, it's easy. I cannot read Chinese characters, and I could order a lot of stuff.
What do you mean it's fast? Like
you order
fast.
it, and you can order your groceries over there, and it'll be there in like an hour.
Oh, okay. I think you can do that
in some cities. Probably here you
but
can,
but not now. Like that whole system, I think got thrown out of whack
because
during
of
the pandemic.
Yeah,
like they were not like. I don't think that was ever really at least in the U.S., especially out in the suburbs where we live. That was, and I know at my grocery store, I saw it firsthand. I mentioned I don't go any, but like the one where I used to do curbside from, I saw firsthand, like at the beginning, and like Whole Foods, there were people went on strike. The Instacart people, not just Whole Foods, but Whole Foods was part of the reason why. But then, oh yeah, my grocery store, like the window at the beginning of this was you're ordering a week in advance. So
right,
and that was the best they could do, just because they were so overloaded.
That's what we do. We order, at least 3, 4, 5 days in advance. Yeah,
because now, I mean, I haven't shopped there in a couple of weeks, but even at the end of when I was, they were. It was down to within like the next day I could get it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
Yeah.
Well, it just depends, if you're in a really developed city, if you're in a town, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm just surprised that a lot of people aren't just going to the grocery store here. In my mind, I just imagine
right.
people not being that concerned.
People miss the normalcy, man. They want things to be normal, and I get it. Look, I get it, but we're not there yet. We're still not there yet. I hope we will be soon, but I don't know. I think you're right. A lot of people don't. They're not careful about things. And it's not that difficult to do curbside or to do takeout, It really isn't.
Did you know that...
does that mean it's time for the song of the pot? No, I'm just kidding.
Did you know that for your typical restaurant, the fixed costs are about 90% of your revenue?
I believe it, sure.
And so
You're not making very much then.
Right. And so now that they're only doing delivery... The delivery fees that they make, that the companies take for each order, is more like 20 to 30+% of each order. So just inherently, there's no way for them to even maintain.
So they're losing money, aren't they?
Yeah, most restaurants can't even maintain sort of their basic operation.
Have they gotten any assistance from the government through any stimulus stuff?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
I would hope and wish, but I don't think so.
Because I'm curious to see, come 2021 or 2022, how many places end up closing.
Yeah,
it's really. I mean,
restaurants are. It's been known for
seems
forever
like a volatile type of business.
They're very razor thin margins,
right?
People always talk about how they make money off of people buying soda because it's the cheapest thing that you can sort of charge the most per.
Or unit. Alcohol.
Yeah, alcohol's
a lot of money on
alcohol. In a lot of places, alcohol licenses are pretty expensive too.
Oh, true.
So you kind of got to factor that in.
Yeah,
and that's why in Philly, I think also, and plenty other places, they do a lot of BYOBs. Because it's cheaper for them.
Smart.
Just to
I don't know of any places here that do that.
No, it's not really popular here. I mean, there's probably a couple in Detroit or something. But I was surprised when I first moved to Philly how popular they were.
How does that work though? Do you not need a liquor license if you have a BYOB?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And there was this. Yeah, I assume so. I guess. Okay. I don't know. I don't know how the restaurant licensing works, but I know it's cheaper. There's some sort of license you don't need to serve. There's some specific license you need to serve and
and there's probably certain rules.
Right.
That makes sense.
And then it opens the doors to a lot of Mexican restaurants actually having the best margaritas because all they're making is the juice,
right?
And it's a much thicker juice. It's not like these sort of watery margaritas you get. And so that was great. I used to love that. And so they would just bring out mix for margarita, and you could mix tequila and their juices essentially. It was
that
great.
Would be good.
Oh, wow. Chef's kiss, as they say. What delivery apps, so you don't get stuff delivered, but what apps do you use, or is it mostly through the restaurant? Do they have websites and stuff?
So I've used Grubhub where I lived in East Lansing. I used
that's
Grubhub.
Sort of that's my go-to.
It's okay.
I'd agree with that.
It's okay. Mm-hmm. I really only use it when there's deals, and I can if I have to pay $4 or $5 for a delivery fee, I'll just go there.
Right. I've also added DoorDash, and just since this pandemic started, just because at least at the beginning, I think maybe still. Not all places were on both of them.
Right.
And so if I wanted a specific restaurant.
Eats.
I've never used Uber Eats.
I haven't used it either.
No.
I really liked Grab though in Indonesia.
Why? Is that their
it's
Uber?
It's their It's basically it's like Uber and it's food delivery.
So
they bring your food on their scooter. So boom.
I mean that makes perfect sense. There is a lot of that actually even happening in Philly. I get a lot of people showing up on bicycles or on their scooter.
That'd be a workout right there, dude.
That is a great workout.
Bicycle delivery, man. Whoo.
Although I would not have the right bike for that. I have a mountain bike. Although I will be kind of mad,
bike, right?
Yeah, probably because they're more geared for that. Mm-hmm. I would be kind of mad though when I saw someone delivering my food on a bike. Because I'm like, they would have gotten here a lot faster if they drove.
Right. Or even a scooter.
Or even the wind of being outside. Right. I was like, oh, man, this is not as good.
Right. Got to stay fresh in that car.
Exactly. Right. So those are there was a couple others that I used once or twice. But they're random ones that I'm like, this is real janky. And this is only because I really want this one random restaurant.
Right.
But I think this would also... I wonder if restaurants are thinking into like stepping up their web presence in a sense. Like, I wonder.
I don't think so. I haven't seen it.
I wonder how feasible it
seen it.
is to. I mean, I guess not very feasible if 90% of your revenue has to
that's
go
what I
towards
was gonna
fixed
say.
income.
Right.
How much leftover money
can't
do you
pay
have
a
to
developer
like
and all that.
invest essentially?
Right. And maybe that's why these apps are becoming popular.
Sure, of course.
Right.
And the thing is, people are starting. People are kind of. It's kind of like the Amazon thing, where it's like people feel like they're. At least I feel like I'm stuck in a difficult place because I want to support these restaurants,
Right.
Especially local, obviously local restaurants. Where else would I
Sure.
be ordering food from? But like,
Well, you could order from chains.
yeah, that's true.
different
That's a
than
good
local.
point. That's a good point. But I like to support the local restaurants, but also, they don't have their own web presence enough to have their like a website that you can order from. So I have to use Grubhub or DoorDash, where they're getting ripped off, and DoorDash is making a shit ton of money off of me and them both.
Everybody loses.
Yeah,
Everybody
except for
loses.
DoorDash.
Right. True.
Or Grubhub
very
or
good point.
whatever.
Right. That's why I try to call. I call and just pick it up. I call the
That's interesting.
restaurant direct. Old school, baby.
Interesting.
Pick up a phone and call them, dog.
I hate talking on the phone
Yeah.
with people, especially strangers.
Do we need to role play some delivery so you can get your calls back
Sure,
on
let's
point?
do it. Let's do it.
All right.
Um,
Are you going to be do you want to
I like to order pizza from Crispelli's.
Crispelli's?
You can be the. I'll be me, and you be the
All right.
person on the other side. Ring, ring.
Crispelli's Pizza. How may I help you?
Hi, I'd like to place an order for delivery, please.
Okay, what's the name?
Oh, but see, that's the thing. Do they do delivery?
Does Crispelli's do delivery?
So, do you guys do delivery?
Where do you live, sir?
I live in redacted.
Yes, we do deliver to that address.
Okay. In that case, I'll take a large Detroit-style pizza with pepperoni. And anyway,
Would you like to upgrade to free Cinnabread and cheesy sticks for an extra $5.99?
no, but I will take some Bosco sticks. Thanks for asking.
Is that what they have?
They actually do. Yeah.
Ooh.
We always joke about it because Sydney calls them Bronco Boys for some reason. She's never heard
Interesting.
of Bosco sticks.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, what?
Maybe
That's
it's a Michigan thing.
high school staple.
Yes, yes.
What are
I
you talking
ate
about?
a lot of Bosco sticks. Oh man, just all the nostalgia coming flooding over
They're
me. man.
terrible, by the way.
Kind of tasty with the marinara sauce.
The marinara
think so?
sauce definitely helped, but I was never a huge fan of them. But I would definitely eat them if we had them.
Right.
But that was such a staple of like, the Bosco sticks today.
sticks today. All right. Yeah.
And that was just lunch
Right.
apparently for a growing child.
That's right.
That
Get
makes
all the
sense.
nutrients in bread and cheese and marinara sauce. Exactly.
What else?
But yeah, calling. I think that's that's what
a good
I really
idea.
like.
But I
yeah.
do think a lot of places, especially in my little area, probably don't employ their own delivery people.
Right. Well, when we call, we pick it up as well.
Sure.
It's not delivery.
So I guess if I really cared about my neighborhood, I should invest in. I should just take the step and pick it
Call
up
and
because
go
that's
pick
just
it
my
up.
own laziness. Because
Yeah.
it's honestly kind of more
Jared,
convenient,
geez,
other than
stop
the
being
fact
so
that I have
lazy.
to drive
Plus,
there.
plus you get out of the house for a minute, take a little.
That's true.
Cruise.
I think sometimes I get a little self conscious about the pickup situation.
I
Where it's
see.
like I am eliminating a step of having to interact with people.
Do
'cause
you
they
have
just-
a mask?
Of course, but
Do you have sanitizer?
yeah. No, actually, I don't.
Then you're going
But
to
I have
die.
soap and water.
Okay, then you're good.
I understand that, but it is. I do the
would say.
contactless delivery, so they just leave it on the doorstep, and ideally they knock. Sometimes they don't, and they just do like the ghost. And
That's
I'm like,
always fun.
and I'm like, you
How
can't
long
even
has
just
this been
knock on
out
the.
here?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
I was like, all right,
this was
cool.
from 3 days ago. Cool.
I forgot I ordered that
Right.
yesterday.
Right.
And so, but obviously, I prefer the contactless. I just prefer they would at least give a knock.
Sure.
So that's nice. And so I just feel like I'm also sort of deleting a step, even though I feel like even if I'm not wearing a mask, sometimes I do. Honestly, sometimes I don't because I'm just like in the moment and I'm like, oh, they're coming, and I don't have it on already. But
Gotta
I haven't
keep
put
that thing on you, buddy.
I haven't either put it in the trunk. Sometimes I do trunk.
Do you just like signal? What do you? You hold up a sign that says
sometimes
trunk?
I'll just open it myself. It just depends on the place.
Right.
Sometimes I'll do the back window, and it's
yep.
usually if I do the back window, the back like opposite side window.
Gotcha.
And I just say put it on the seat.
Right.
And that I feel is pretty safe.
Yeah, sure.
In general. But still even safer would be just delivery, them knocking on my door and walking away.
Right. Yeah. True. Very good point.
But
I think though too,
you do make a good point about
Right.
with
Calling them.
with the
Yeah.
money part of it, because
Right.
I do feel bad, especially for the local places that are making no money, but obviously just to kind of float, they can't do nothing. A lot of them,
Right.
they're like, well, I guess we got to take these terrible fees.
Yeah, and that's why we, at least around here, we just call and pick it up. But I mean, well, if they have, that's the problem. Is most places, as you said, don't employ their own drivers.
When do you
which
think
is too bad.
you'll be ready to go back and sit down in a restaurant? Just throw out obviously we don't know, but when do you think ideally you'll be like, yeah, let's go hang out in a restaurant and then go back home and hang out here for a bit?
Maybe 2022. Maybe.
No, come on.
I'm serious.
2022?
Maybe.
I mean, I guess so.
If we don't get this shit
I
handled,
guess so.
it
How
might
is this
be
any
a
different
while.
than like the Spanish? Like I told you when at the beginning of this, I did look into the Spanish flu, and it's
Right.
like, yeah, this is exactly what happened.
Yep.
People got comfortable, then it got worse.
Yep.
And it just kept going.
And it was what, a year? And this is different than the Spanish flu.
That's
but
true,
still.
but it's a similar concept.
But
in the
this
sense
has
that
the
they're trying to
lag.
find
That
some sort of-
lag. I'm telling you.
And I get so sick of hearing people be like, "We just need to find a vaccine. We just need to find a vaccine." I'm like, what? I don't understand why people would
it
have
will
any.
help, but there's other measures too that and we've learned a lot about it.
And I
mean,
have
it's
no
really
faith in that
remarkable,
coming
but-
anytime soon. Also,
Right.
to be honest with you, it's like,
Right.
why would I have faith in like that being the solution to this?
And do you want to risk putting something into your body that we don't 100% know is safe?
Sure,
We
yeah,
don't
you
know
can't
the
rush a
effects.
vaccine.
Right. And they've been rushing it as much as they can to try to
Sure.
they're trying to help people, but yeah, exactly. We need to do what's safe. So honestly though, man, if things aren't if things aren't safe, like if it's to the point where in Michigan, if there isn't like it's still community spread, I'm just not going to go to a restaurant.
Yeah.
It's period.
Yeah.
I'll get takeout. I will gladly tip them when I order my takeout or even go in and pick it up real quick. But
I'm with you.
I hate to be bleak, but that's just
I'm with you.
That's just where I'm at right now. We'll see. I hope I'm wrong. I hope in I don't know, December, January, February, I would love to be able to go to a restaurant, but we'll see. Who knows?
Yeah, I would
We'll
say
see.
I would probably say summer 2021 would be my guess.
We'll see. We'll find out.
Yeah,
Stay tuned, people. Untranslatable
But-
podcast. We'll find out.
but hearing you say 2022 and me say that, be like, yeah, he's probably right. Like I feel like I'm saying summer because that's initially what I thought. But when I heard you
Right.
say 2022, I'm like, yeah, he's probably right.
Right.
It probably will be that long.
Yeah. So I really hope the restaurants and especially all the workers will get the necessary financial help they need.
There's no
throughout
reason
this time.
to think that would happen, though. I think.
Yeah, I hope it does, but we'll see, Jared.
Have you heard about Pasquale's Pizza and Wings?
No, what happened there?
Pasquale's Pizza and Wings is a
I
popular.
like the name.
Well, do you
Love
really?
the name. Yeah.
Does it sound familiar to you? Do you know any Pasquale, a character maybe named Pasquale?
No. Should I?
Well, people have been people have been ordering from Pasquale's Pizza and Wings around the United States, and some people have done some digging into like, oh, what's this restaurant? I guess I haven't noticed it before, and noticed that a lot of these Pasquale's Pizza and Wings happen to be located at Chuck E. Cheese's.
Oh, that's where I heard
Chuck E.
about
Cheese.
this. Yep. That's
One
where I
of
heard
the
about this.
Chuck E. Cheese characters is Pasquale's,
Uh-huh.
or Pasquale, excuse me. He's some
Okay.
Italian character
Pasquale.
in like if you go to Chuck E. Cheese, it's like
What
this
if
little
that's
play
like
place.
a swear word in Italian and you just go
Or
to
it's
the
like
kids'
calling someone,
establishment?
like a lot of people in different marginalized nationalities like to be like, that's the N word for Italians.
Right. Pasquale.
Hey, only we could say that.
Right.
Don't you call me a Pasquale.
Right.
Hey, you
Whoa,
Pasquale.
whoa.
That's just gonna get us canceled, by the way.
Right.
We just
We
throwing
just
out
got
Pasquale,
canceled.
so
Right.
chill. Anyway, the place called Pasquale's Pizza and Wings. It's just been Chuck E. Cheese's rebranding as this character being
Right.
the namesake of this pizza place, which in my mind, I guess it could
kind of a smart
sound
business.
shady, but I don't hate it.
Kind of a
Where it's
smart
like,
business plan.
Obviously, no one in their right mind is thinking, "Hey, I want to get some pizza. Oh, let's hit up Chuck E. Cheese."
But
they make a bunch of pizza.
It's been a really long time since I've been there. I was probably 12 or 13 last time I was there. It wasn't bad. The pizza
Really?
wasn't terrible.
'Cause I was about to say I don't remember their pizza being anything special. I remember their pizza just being generic pizza.
Okay.
And also we were children. Any
True.
pizza, even to this day, it's very hard to mess up pizza. But if I'm looking at Crispelli's, a place I like to go to, occasionally Como's, I'm gonna imagine, or even some of the great places I used to go to. In Philadelphia, because actually I heard about this happening in Philadelphia too. I bet you I could find some much better pizza in Philadelphia than Chuck E. Cheese pizza. So if I were to see this place, I'd be like, oh, this is some legit Italian. But maybe I wouldn't notice. I'd be
That'd
like,
be
oh, wow.
hilarious. It's like those videos you see where they tell somebody, oh yeah, this is a super fancy 5-star restaurant burger, and then it's like a Whopper or something.
We have a friend that went to New York, and when he came back, he was telling me how he had some super authentic New York style pizza that I probably never heard of at a place called Sbarro's. And I'm like, you mean the place at every mall in the United States of America? Yeah, I've heard of it.
Right.
But he had never been to New York at that point, and apparently a mall either, I guess.
Really?
I don't know. I know he hadn't been to a mall. It was Guardo.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, that is hilarious.
Another thing I've
that's
been
too
noticing
funny.
recently is that restaurants have now been offering alcohol for carry out or delivery. Have you noticed that? Have you done that yet?
I haven't. No.
I've been getting beer from like a. It's not a brewery, but it's like a local bar that does but it's very local based. So they like get a lot of Detroit beers and and they'll get like stuff on tap from like local places and stuff like that. And they have cans that you can get to go. And I've been doing that. They also actually sell stuff that's not from Detroit, that's not beer. So sometimes I get, I like coffee.
Like a
sometimes
cider. Oh, coffee.
They have
some nitro brew.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so they have
that's
like
good
cold
stuff.
cans of those. Sometimes
Are they
cider.
little
My
ones?
partner likes cider. No, it's like a standard 12-ounce can,
Okay.
like Coke size can or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Standard can. And so I'll do that, but I've never done like there was one Italian place that we went to that's a local place that I like their food, but I did not do the alcohol because it's kind of pricey. I was like, these are still restaurant prices.
Yep.
I could just go to my grocery store, which I'm gonna have to go to at some point,
Right,
and get wine
the
that I know I
alcohol.
like.
Right.
Or it's like there's no reason for me to. There's no real incentive for me to do this.
Right.
But I'm
agree. I
happy
agree.
for them that they got to do that because. For a lot of these places, alcohol is a big part of their income, and I'm sure people are taking them up on that. You know, maybe not as much, but still, I'm sure people are taking them up on that. So I don't hate it. I'm just probably not going to do it.
You know what though? Speaking of alcohol, if you're not trying to order alcohol, you know what's a tasty beverage you could order instead?
Wow, that was smooth. Maybe some Kool-Aid.
Some Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And Kool-Aid's always paired very well with frozen pizza.
I miss frozen pizzas, dude. And frozen pizzas, do you remember at the beginning of this pandemic, those things went
they went real
so
quick.
fast. And they were gone for like the first couple of weeks. Like the shelves were empty. I remember at my local grocery store
Toilet paper and frozen pizza gone.
the only frozen pizza they had was like the vegan crust, vegan cheese pizza.
Pineapple, goat cheese and pineapple.
Or it's like no one wants this garbage.
Right.
And it's like, and these, or like the, I remember there was also like the, there was like some gross, like, I don't know if it was like soybean based or some sort of weird noodles that no one wanted. And I was like, these companies need to take note of what's happening right now.
Right.
Even during the end of the world, they're like, listen, we're clearing these shelves. Listen, I'll starve before I eat that. But I still do miss frozen pizzas. Because the grocery store I go to is kind of like a small local grocery store.
So
it's not like a sort of, it's not like a generic kind of Kroger kind of grocery store. So yes, was that in our first our last episode?
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah, last episode.
We talked for so long, I got kind of mixed up on what was pod and what was not. But so I still haven't had frozen pizzas in a while, and I miss it. I do need to just make a trip to like a Meijer. There's a really big Meijer like right down the street from me, and just
load up
and just do like a big bulk trip of a lot of stuff. I've been close to getting rid of my Amazon and switching over to Costco, but I did not do it, and I just mixed. It was the 12th where I had to make the decision, and I didn't do it. But I really thought long and hard about it. And I didn't do it because there's a lot of like bulk stuff that I like to get from Amazon, but I feel kind of like I don't know, I feel kind of gross supporting Amazon, but it is still kind of a lot cheaper for the stuff that we tend to get. So I still have to be kind of realistic.
It's tough, yeah. It's
I'm not
tricky,
money
man.
bags over
It's tricky. Not yet. You aren't. One day.
So yeah, that's my state of the restaurant right there. By the way. Oh yeah, Kool-Aid and frozen pizza. We were talking about Mac Miller, the song of the pod.
Well,
I
we
love
weren't,
that.
but let's talk about it. Yeah, it's a great
I love
song.
that song.
Came out in the mid like 2008, 2009, somewhere around there.
Probably a little after that. I mean, he's our age.
Right. Yeah, he's
So it was probably like
he was in high school. It was when we
I
were
guess
in high
so.
school.
Were we in high school then?
So probably
I guess,
2010.
I guess yeah, it was probably
2010,
2009 or
somewhere
10
around
or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Kool-Aid and frozen pizza. It's
And
a
it
work
was-
of art. It's not the Mona Lisa, something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. But yeah, it was essentially just like the like sort of his like simple but idyllic summer day.
Right. Just chilling.
And
Having Kool-Aid and frozen pizza.
And when I was thinking about like, and I kind of relate to that in the sense that not frozen pizza because they're flying off the shelves and I haven't been to a big restaurant in a while. But pizza has been a sort of a comfort food during this
I think
time.
for
It's very
everybody.
reliable.
Who doesn't like pizza? I'm sorry if you don't like pizza. I'm gonna have some questions for you. I'm going to.
Yeah, and it's hard to mess up,
Right.
and so it has been
It's
very much
dough,
a comfort food.
A sauce, a cheese, and a topping.
Yes.
Like
Mm.
what more
Dude,
do you
I
need?
kind of want pizza tonight.
I kind of do now too.
I might
Man,
look
all
into
this pizza talk, all this pizza talk. Yeah, it's true though. You
Yeah.
know? And a lot of cultures have different variations of pizza. You know.
Yeah.
Did you ever try Flammkuchen when you were in Germany?
But that's not. But that's not pizza. Oh yes, I did. That's like the thin crust kind of thing.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got like ham on it.
Yes, I have had those.
Yeah.
Actually, House Maya used to always have like a style of the weekends, and then
Ooh.
like one that they always made, and like
Okay.
this is like the one for the weekend or the month or something like that. And it'll be like a sort of a different flavor that they would change up every now and
Nice.
again. I used to love those. Those were great starter
they're
for the
great.
table. Speaking of styles of pizza, I never really appreciated Detroit pizza until I came back from Philadelphia.
Tell the people what is Detroit
It's
pizza?
square pizza. They put the sauce on top of the cheese. It's sort of a thicker. It's not thick like a Chicago style pizza, but it's like a sort of a thicker than like a nice Italian crust. But it is flaky. It's not hearty, and it's
Very tasty.
and there's kind of crunchy around the edges, and it's usually all edge pieces. They usually don't do like on Detroit style. Like Detroit style pizza is different than square pizza because Detroit style pizza rarely has non-edge pieces,
Right. Yeah.
and so you don't get
really
like
good.
those middle pieces that you can't really hold on to in a Detroit style pizza. And the sauce, I don't know. There's something about the sauce. The only thing I don't like about them is I sometimes I get bothered by spots without sauce. That kind of bothers me sometimes.
You got to have that sauce.
But I
spread
love the
even.
crust. I love the crust of it. How do you feel about Chicago style pizza?
It's good. It's very, very filling.
I would be
It's good where
pissed
it's-
if that was the only not the only, but if I was, I wouldn't want it delivered if I was in a pandemic. I'd get
Yeah.
sick of it pretty quick, and
Yeah.
it probably doesn't reheat well because you got to let it
It's
sit
like
in the oven
it's
for
like
like
a
an hour.
lasagna. It's like a pizza lasagna.
It's like, all right, let me put this on 450 and it'll be ready in an hour.
That's why I like the thin crust or even deep dish heats up pretty well.
Detroit style pizza is reheats very well for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this pandemic has definitely made people better with their ovens and stuff like this. Probably.
I mean, we've always been oven evangelist,
Yes.
pizza oven evangelist on this podcast.
I mean, I would have lived and died by my oven in the Czech Republic, dude. If my oven wouldn't have stopped, if it would have stopped, I mean, I would have just gotten takeout. But and over there it was affordable enough. You more or less kind of can, but still, yeah. Well, nice. Well, yeah. Check out our song of the pod though, Kool-Aid and Frozen Pizza. We keep getting off track on that, but yeah, check it out, Kool-Aid and Frozen Pizza by Mac Miller. It's definitely a good one.
Yeah.
So to recap today's episode, I think restaurants, the industry has changed, and I think it will be changed maybe forever, man.
But I don't think it's done changing because
No, not at all.
Because I think at least in the short, long term, so like in your prediction, the next 2 years, year and a half, I think delivery is going to be king over people going to restaurants
Right.
And I think that this system we have now is not sustainable. So it's not sustainable for restaurants. It's not ideal for us, the customer.
Right. I wonder how it will change in the future.
And so, and yeah, I'm interested to see how that evolves, and how
I wonder if delivery services will get better. Self-driving cars delivering. You got your drones delivering your pizza for you,
I don't know if
Jared.
that's going to come in the next
Probably not.
before
Probably not.
this
But-
pandemic ends. But yeah, I'm with you.
Right.
That's definitely. There was something that kind of went quote unquote viral. I don't know what's viral. Stuff goes viral so much more on
Right.
Twitter these days.
What does it even mean anymore?
Yeah, like I see something with 20,000 retweets. I'm like, is this even viral? I don't even know.
Right.
But I did see this delivery little mobile that drives down the sidewalk. Gets stuck on like a root.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
on the sidewalk. The, like,
Was it just
tree
like
was-
go like that?
Yeah,
or
it was
oh,
just like
that's hilarious.
It was like a remote control car with not enough power, or it wasn't
Right.
4-wheel drive and couldn't get
That's
over. It was
hilarious.
stuck.
It's
And
like,
this
it
is-
says your pizza was delivered 5 hours ago. It's like I haven't gotten my pizza.
Yeah, and
That
it's like we
robot,
can't even
yeah.
master this yet. People are so sure that
Right.
self-driving cars are right around the corner.
Right. That's true. That's true. But yeah, it's interesting too how other countries I think have handled this as well with
Sure.
restaurants and everything else. We didn't really talk about that, but maybe at some point we should revisit that.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
it might be interesting to see. But let us know, though, especially our listeners abroad, what the state of restaurants and delivery is like in your country, especially Europe. I'd like to hear. I've experienced Asia a little bit, and I kind of know. In the Czech Republic, they had a couple apps that were delivery that were pretty good where I was living.
I feel like when we were studying abroad, obviously there was delivery, but delivery wasn't
It was
like
still
efficient.
call.
It wasn't efficient
Right.
back, and it wasn't. That wasn't that
kind of.
long ago.
Kind of. I
Was
mean,
it?
we would get ours.
I mean, at
pretty
that
quick,
one pizza
depending.
place, maybe.
Yeah, but it was right around the corner.
Right.
Campanelli's, man. I still remember the name.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I
Man, this
missed it.
pizza, dude. I'm all right, people. We got to really end this episode and go eat some pizza. We hope you have enjoyed this episode. Let us know, as I said, the state of restaurants and delivery in your different countries at untranslatablepodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram, Untranslatable Podcast. You can check out some clips and all sorts of great stuff there. So take a look. Also check us out on Twitter, Untranslatable1, the number 1. You can check out all of our different tweets about travel and all sorts of other stuff. Jared's sharp wit. And lastly, please, 5-star reviews on iTunes and Stitcher, and let us know how we can make this podcast better for you. So as we say here at the Untranslatable Podcast, dziękujemy, muchas gracias, shisha, and do svidania.
Dude, I've really got pizza on my mind.
Yep. Pizza. Pizza.
I was planning on cooking something healthy, like I was gonna have, I think, some farro, some broccoli,
Nope.
and
Pizza. Dude, pizza's healthy, man.
oh,
You
dude,
got-
my camera just ran out of battery.
Oh, nice.
That's so satisfying.
Nice. you got your tomato sauce. That's a vegetable.
Yeah.
Right? Cheese is dairy, which was once grass that was eaten by a cow, which is also
All
a
right.
vegetable.
I'm also starving because I will only eat a scone today.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've had a granola bar and some water, so I'm with you. I'm going to eat some tacos.